Hello. Oh boy, it's very exciting tonight. We are going to talk about something really awesome. And you may have heard about it before, but it's such a great story. So, the Pharaoh finally let the children of Israel go, and God told them to have their shoes on when they ate this Passover meal, to have their shoes on, their clothes, everything packed. They'd already went to their neighbors and they got silver and gold and fine raiment, a lot of gifts from the Egyptians, going away presents. And so they are ready to go when Pharaoh says go, and Pharaoh said go, and they went. And remember in the last video I told you it's over 600,000 men. That's a lot of people. 600,000 men. And they all had wives and they had children. And they had animals, a lot of animals. They had goats and sheep and cows. I don't know if they had horses, but I know they had goats, sheep, and cows. So here they are. They're going on their trip. And God had a special way of leading them. So God showed them the way to go by leading them with a pillar of a cloud. So the cloud is really big. So they call it a pillar, but I don't even know how to describe it. It's just really big in the sky in front of them, and they just follow it. So it'd be like following a balloon. Just follow it. And so in the daytime, it was a cloud. At night, it was a fire. So, they could see it. It lit up their way. They had, lots of light. It might have even been cooler to walk in the nighttime. So they went when God moved, and they stayed and camped when God stayed. Well, they went a little ways, and then God told Moses, I want you to turn the people around and go back a little ways toward the sea. So the shorter distance would have taken them through some land where people might have chose to fight them. And if they had gotten a battle, they might have decided they were better off living in Egypt. So God wanted to take them a different way that they wouldn't run into any enemies. So he took them through the desert. And then he told Moses to tell them to turn back a little ways and go toward the sea. And they were to camp at the sea. Well, they did that. They went and they camped at the sea. And Pharaoh was sitting there and he was thinking, why did I let those people go? They were the ones that did all the work. They were the ones that made all the brick. And I have lots of buildings yet I want to build. And who's going to make the brick for me? Why on earth did I let those people go? And so he got his chariots and he got his army. And the Bible says there were 600 special chariots, and then all the other chariots and his army, and they went running after the children of Israel. And so they went running down, to find them, and the Israelites, or the children of Israel, could see them in the distance. They could see them coming, and they were afraid, and they said, Moses, what are we going to do? And God, please help us. And God said, you just wait and see what I'm going to do for you. And Moses said, you watch. God is going to fight this battle and you won't have to do anything. And God told Moses to stretch his staff. Remember his staff, his stick, that thing with it has a crook on it, and it could, go catch a sheep when the sheep is getting out of line. You've seen those things. And he said, stretch out your staff over the water and divide the water. And so the sea divided, and there was a wall on that side and a wall on that side. That would be so cool. Papa and I went to this aquarium in, I don't remember where we went. We went to this aquarium, and you walk through, and the aquarium went over top of you. And on both sides, we could see fish. I'm sure that's the way it was. I'm sure there was a wall, and fish would come swimming up to the people, But they walked across the sea on dry land. Imagine that. So a wall of water over here and a wall of water over here. And it was probably very wide because 600,000 people, that's just the men. So women and children, lots and lots of animals. They're going across. And I'm sure it took them a long time to cross the sea. But they went across on dry land. And the Egyptians saw this. But between the Egyptians and the children of Israel, the pillar of cloud, the big cloud, got between them. So the Egyptians couldn't hurt the Israelites. They couldn't get to them because God was right there before them. Well, as they crossed over, the Egyptians decided they were going to cross over too on the dry land. And God said, watch what I'm going to do. And he messed with them. He made the wheels of their chariots fall off. And they decided, uh-oh, this is not worth it. This is not a good thing. And so they decided to turn around and go home. But before they could turn around and go home, God told Moses to stretch out your staff over the water again and make the water go back. And he did, and no more Egyptians. No more. And the children of Israel believed in their God. They knew their God had fought for them, and he was going to take care of them on this journey that they are taking. And they believed in him, and they believed in Moses. And that's the end of today's story, and it gets better. But I think that the next video I want to talk to you more about Jesus, because this story with the Passover and the sacrifice leads us into this Easter season. And Jesus arose on Easter, but the picture of Jesus is in the Passover. And I want to talk to you about that in the next video. So come back and see me.